Hey everyone, it's Justine, and I'm super excited to be guest designing today for Gina K Design's Boho Flowers mini stamp kit. As some of you may know, I'm in Europe at the moment, so I am doing 5 quick cards with limited supplies, so this is a perfect video for either beginners or people looking for quick ideas. I'm going to be stamping stamps from the Boho stamp set only to create 5 cards. I'm using Blue Lagoon, Passionate Pink, Sweet Mango, and Wild Dandelion in Gina K ink designs for this card, and then I'm going to go ahead and use my MISTI stamping tool to stamp the words Happy Birthday to You in black VersaFine ink. I personally prefer repeat images to be stamped with a block. However, I use my MISTI for everything else. It ensures accuracy, and honestly, I went to use the block on the sentiment and dropped it twice and ruined the card twice. So this is why I prefer the MISTI, because I am not exactly the best coordinated person. So I'm putting fishtail little ends there on my little sentiment by cutting from the corner into the middle of this panel, and then I attach that using some 3D foam tape. Then I just needed to go ahead and attach this to a card base. I tried all the different card bases that come into the kit, and I decided on black because the black made the colors stand out and made them more vibrant. So all I did was attach this, and the kit actually comes with this small little tape runner, and this is from ThermoWeb, and it is a really great little mini tape runner, and I'm going to use this for the adhesive as well. So that is card number 1 done. Very quick, easy, simple stamping, but a very cute and elegant birthday card. For card number 2, I'm going to create a monochromatic look, and it's actually going to give me 2 cards. So I spent a little time sort of layering the various stamps from the Boho Flowers stamp set, and then I decided to only cover half the card panel because what I could do is actually just simply stamp it, turn it around, and stamp it again, and I'll get both sides stamped. There wasn't enough stamps to cover the whole panel, and if I didn't do this, then I would have had to stamp again and rearranged all my stamps. But I wanted them to be the same on both sheets of cardstock. So I stamped this once on Ocean Mist cardstock that comes in the kit, and then I stamped it again on white cardstock which comes in the kit, and I did it the same way where I turned it around. If you forget where you placed your paper, you could use the previous sheet to help you line it up again. So I stamped both of them, and then I'm going to go ahead and run this through my die cutting machine with a rectangle die. You can use any rectangle die from the set. I recommend cutting both sheets at the same time. Now, you may actually not cut both of them, but it's going to give you an imprint on the other one so you know exactly where to put the die so it cuts in the same place as the first panel. Although your die cut may be quality enough to cut through both sheets of paper if it'll go through enough, or maybe with a shim you might want to try it as well. So now when I put both of them in, you can see that they line up perfectly with the stamps with a blue border and white background, and then a white border with a blue background. I then went ahead and stamped the U stamp again on some scrap sheet of white paper, and from the one I previously tried to stamp on. I then grabbed my die set, and I'm going to cut out both of these U's using the dies off screen. When I was finished doing that, I grabbed some 3D foam tape and arranged little bits of it on the back of the U to make it stand out and add a little bit more texture to the page. Then I went in and simply stamped thanks onto the background. I love how these cards turned out, and this is a really cool technique that you can use over and over again. For my next card here, I'm going to create a random pattern using all of the stamps on the back. So I'm going to create my own sort of black and white patterned paper. I'm going to also stamp off on the side a couple of the images so I can cut them out later and add them to my background in a 3D sort of way. So I'm going ahead and I'm stamping the entire background, carefully placing everything so I don't have big white gaps in between. I find this easier as well to do with a block because you can go ahead and rearrange, but you can do it with the MISTI as well, and then once you add all your stamps with the MISTI, you can actually stamp multiple patterns if you wanted to make bulk cards. So I just finished up here filling in the blanks with some of the smaller stamps and leaves that come in the set, and now I have this beautiful, elegant paper that I created myself. And then what I did was I went with that other piece of paper I went and cut out some of these designs with the die cuts that come in the kit, and I'm going to attach them directly over top of their image on the card. Now, why would you ask would I do that? It just adds more layers to the card and makes things a little bit fun. It's completely up to you whether you want to do this or you want to move on directly to the actual sentiment. Before I attach everything to my card, I wanted to attach my base onto my card panel. So I folded up a sheet of paper here that comes in the kit for card bases specifically, and I attached my black and white background. My personal style is a lot of white on white and a lot of black and white, so I really just love having that white on white look with the nice white border around the card. I think it just frames in the card really well versus just having the pattern all over the front of the card. Now it's time to just put some of the finishing elements on the card. So as I mentioned, I'm just grabbing some 3D foam tape and sticking them on top of the paper here where the stamped image is already stamped. So I have a little bit of a guide where to put them. It just makes everything look a little bit more 3D and more fun. So I think it looks really cool. And then I added the U and thinking of onto the card as well, which I didn't show because we did that in the last card, the die cutting of the U and stamping of it. So for time purposes, let's move on to the last card. So we had our first rainbow butterfly card, then we made 2 with the monochromatic background. We made our own pattern paper with card number 4, and this one here I'm going to create a nice elegant black and white collage using the various stamps from the set. It's going to be a similar technique to the one we used on the last card, so I'm just going to buzz right through it. So now that I put those 2 flourishes down on a card panel, on an extra sheet of cardstock, I'm going to be stamping the 2 flowers and the butterfly in the black ink, and I'm going to be die cutting those using my Big Shot. I'm going to go ahead and do that off screen, but they are really perfect coordinating dies, and I'm going to add these to my collage so I can add layers to my collage as well. I personally love doing little collages or little clusters of stamped elements. I think they look really great on cards. So I'm going to go ahead and add some of these in here. I did decide, however, with this flower, because it didn't stamp very nicely on one little spot because I didn't push hard enough, to cover that up using the butterfly. And then I went in and just added actually one of the leaf stamps. So I pulled that up and just added the leaf to add a little bit more to the collage itself. And it's okay that it's sticking in the middle of nowhere because the flower is going to look like it's coming out of it. Then I'm going to go ahead and stamp the sentiment. Normally I would do this with a MISTI, but let's hope for the best that I don't screw up. All right, perfect. It worked out really well. Certainly don't like to take risks like that, but I did. So I wanted to show you that by creating a black and white card like this, you could attach it to any sort of card background. You could use any of the colors that come in the kit or your own patterned paper. It really doesn't matter because there's nothing you have to match or coordinate with it. So you can do like the purple that comes with it, the green, the white, the black, whichever you like, and I'm just showing you the different looks. I love white on white, it's my thing, so I'm sticking with my style, and then I'm adding some 3D foam tape and attaching this to the card. So in the end, this card actually ends up being pretty thick. It would probably be one of those cards that I wouldn't put in the mail and just give to a friend. If I wanted to send it in the mail, I wouldn't add this extra layer of 3D foam tape because I already have it on my cluster. So I hope you enjoyed these 5 cards that I made. If you're interested and curious as to what's in the entire kit, I'm going to reveal it right now. So it comes with this thermo web sticky tape runner. It comes with envelopes to send your cards. It comes with card bases and card stocks, so you could use any of these really as card bases. That comes with the white and then various Gina K design colors. And more details will be on the website about which colors those are, so you can add on coordinating inks if you'd like. And then this is the whole stamp set here, as well as the coordinated die elements, which are already cut for you, which is awesome because I hate cutting dies. And it's such a pretty stamp set. There's so many things you can do with it. So thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you're interested, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. You can check out other videos I feature doing 5 cards, 1 stamp, or you can simply visit my blog for more details.